All right, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, but it's also been a while of me testing and shooting and receiving and so on and so forth. Some of the stuff that I've been testing has been some of the stuff I've gotten since IWA 2026, and this is one of those products. This is a Sightmark Presidio. This is in the dirt cheap range, or right in the bottom of the reasonably priced scope range. This is a 3-18 by 50. It's got exposed elevation turrets, exposed windage turrets. It's got illuminated reticle, and it's got a parallax that goes from 10, I believe it is, 10 yards all the way to 500 yards. I have it now at a 500 yard mark because our target out in the distance out there is 1,500 meters out. And we're looking at this target because, well, the channel is called ELR in it. Anywho, the Presidio is a 30 millimeter tube, so it's in a Griffin armament base, which is the only 30 millimeter base I have. So it's a great little base. It's a cantilever base, so it's good for ARs. That's not what we're talking about today. This is on the channel at a later date. Anywho, looking at the, we have caps that come in the box with the Presidio. We take this off. There we go. Take that off. We do have a nice ocular adjustment for your eyepiece down here. You can adjust that a lot depending on whether or not your eyes are trained for this kind of glass, or if you're wearing glasses, whatever. This is where you do that. So that's also nice and simple. The zoom band is from 3 through 18. And at 18 power, actually the radio tower out there that you guys have hopefully gotten used to seeing is relatively clear. Now, to put everything into perspective, it's a cloudy day. We have summer in Denmark, or early summer in Denmark. And today we have kind of an overcast. It's about 20-ish degrees, I guess, but it's windy. So that's why I'm wearing the jacket. Anywho, looking at the glass is as I would expect of a scope in this price range. It's not super crisp, but it's not bad at all. You can see the turret, or you can see the tower out there without any kind of difficulties. You would be able to take a shot at that tower or at that target if it were a shooting scenario without the big problems. Again, talking shooting scenarios, if we zoom back out, then we have turrets on the top here that give us quite a bit of travel, and they return nicely to 0. They have nice knurling on the top, they're very grippy. We have windage turrets, of course. Just do this again. That have quite a bit also of travel to each side. Returns also to a nice 0. Zooming in, doing that again. We're right at the middle of our radio turret, our radio tower out there, and we're going down. It's 10, 20. 25.5 mil of vertical adjustment. Going back up to a 0. We're back at the middle of our tower, which is good. Going out to the right. Well, left then. Quite a good amount of travel there also. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12.5 mils of adjustment each side. So also quite a bit of range, and it's also returning to a nice 0. I've been working with this scope for about, well, a couple months now. I've been shooting this off my 22. I've been shooting this off my 308. I have a Winchester. If you haven't seen that build, it's on the channel also, how to turn a Bago standard hunting rifle into a precision target shooting rifle. I've been shooting it off that, and I've been shooting it off my AR. And all 3 platforms, it has performed as I would expect. It's been a good scope for close range in the fact that it has a 3 power. It's been a good scope for medium range because it has a 18 power. And talking about 18 power versus 36 power or 60 power or all of the other crazy expensive scopes that are out there now, I do have 10 to 60s. I have 5 to 35s. I have all kinds of different scopes. Usually, I stick to about a 20-ish magnification, and getting into long range shooting, and getting into this type of gear, it doesn't necessarily need to cost an arm and a leg. You can do it for relatively cheap. There are many different options out there, and this is a strong contender for what I would use as a first getting into target shooting, getting into long range, getting into scoped shooting as such. If I were to say anything about it, I would like the elevation turret to be a little bit more clicky. I would like it to be a little bit more tactile. That is a better job on the windage turret. That is more tactile. It's a little bit more clicky, which is kind of funny that they have changed it up like that, but apparently they have. The parallax adjustment is nice and smooth. I like that a lot. It's got good. Is there any power in the illumination at all? I can't see that. Anyway, I'll have to look at that, put a new battery in there, shoot some video of that this evening, see if there's a nice reticle, lit reticle in there. Again, it is a relatively cheap scope. It is a dirt cheap, bottom of the relatively priced scope range. And taking that into consideration, I would say that the glass in this thing is decent. I would score that a 6 probably out of 10. The turret, elevation turret, give that also a 6 out of 10. Windage turret, give that a 7 out of 10. Parallax adjustment, give that an 8 out of 10 for the price. Zoom for me is a little bit tough. It's a little bit hard. They do supply you with a throw lever that is necessary for this scope, but then again, you don't zoom unintentionally. Looking at the parallax, it's got good adjustment. The amount of adjustability on our ocular down here is also nice and smooth. I like that a lot. And everything, fit and finish of this thing is very nice. Everything's made out of metal. All of it is feels to be made with a relatively high standard of quality. So overall, I'd score this at a 7 out of 10, which is really good for a scope that doesn't cost more than it does. Anywho, we won't be going back to the bench this time. I've been happy with this scope at the price. I've been positively surprised at its 0. I've been positively surprised at how much elevation you actually get out of this thing. 25.5 mils of elevation on this thing, which is quite decent if you ask me, out of a scope that is a 30 millimeter with relatively small turret housings. 25.5 mils is enough for me to do my 22 at about 4 to 500 meters. We were doing that this weekend, which was good. It was fun. It was fun plinking. It's always fun plinking with the 22, and the 22 is a really good substitute training method for ELR. I'll get much more into that because most of our ELR, or our only real ELR 2 mile plus range here in Denmark, has, well, it's been closed, so civilians can't go and shoot there anymore, only military. So I can go there when I'm in uniform, can't go there and film. And we have 1,600 meters left. Hopefully that's going to keep on going. But the 22 is really good for training all of your long range shots so that you can get honed in on your scopes, your techniques, your breathing, your shooting positions, all that. Gives you some really good training with the 22. Anywho, I'll just give you a run through of said scope. Everything looks good, everything looks quality. Everything's made out of metal. The turrets have nice lettering on there. The knurling is real good. Grips your fingers real nice. The included throw lever is also knurled. Catch that. Yeah, right there. So overall, I have been quite impressed with the Presidio from Inception Video. I've been quite impressed with the Presidio from Sightmark. I'm looking forward to also working with the Firefields, but so far Presidio has been good. It's been working well. So until next time, stay safe and stay on target. Oh, and remember to subscribe. Bye-bye.